What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be unboxing and setting up the 6.5-foot animated grave robber that just came out from Home Depot this year. Let's not waste any time. Let's open them up, see what we got. We got the base labeled A, the skull labeled B, this mounded dirt labeled C, the cap labeled D, the support pole and the foam tube that's labeled E and G, the left boot labeled F, the pants labeled H, the body frame with the control box labeled I, the right leg labeled J, the head labeled K. We've got this shirt labeled L. As you can see, we've got like a belt with a belt buckle. It's got the IR sensor, so there is a cord in the back here. And then he's got his little knife here hanging on his belt. The jacket labeled M, the left arm with the sack labeled N, the right arm labeled O, the shovel handle labeled P, the shovel spade labeled Q, the top of the shovel handle, it's labeled R, this necklace made of bones labeled S, the back frame labeled T, the hat with the hair labeled U, this little small parts bag labeled V, a couple of stakes labeled W, the adapter labeled X, and then it also does come with 2 different size Allen wrenches. So now that we've got all the parts and pieces out of the box, let's get to putting this guy together. So we're gonna start off with the base labeled A. If you look at this little hole right here, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna take this guy, and if you look, this kind of matches up to this. And what you're gonna do is in the small parts bag, there's 4 screws. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna just use that Allen wrench to screw that guy into place. All right, so what you're gonna do is when you put this skull down into that hole here in the base, you're actually gonna kind of push that down and you're gonna twist it a little bit, and you're gonna line up the holes that are on the bottom of the skull with the holes that are in the base. And then you're gonna take 4 of those screws and that Allen wrench and you're gonna tighten those together. So just so you have an idea of exactly what I'm doing here, if you look right here, here's one of the screws is gonna go here. I've already actually put that screw right there, but then another one goes here. I've already put this one in over here. And then you can kind of see how I've kind of twisted it and how it's kind of open. So you have a better idea of what I'm doing over here. Now we're gonna take this dirt mound and we're just gonna kind of set it over top. And then we're gonna kind of take those wires and just kind of thread those through the bottom over here. Now we're gonna take this cap, and if you look, there's a hole right here. We have another screw, and we're basically gonna put that through that, and then we're gonna screw that into the top of the head of the skull. We do have a different Allen wrench for that one, so you'll use that at this time. Just so you know, this cap does go in a certain way. If you look, there's kind of a square on the back. One of the corners of this square is kind of flat. So you want to match that up with the top of the skull head. All right, to make this a little bit easier, what we're going to do, we're going to take this left leg pole that's labeled E. We've already got this foam tube that's labeled G over top of it. We're just going to kind of push it up a little bit. Then we're going to take this left boot labeled F, and we're just going to run that through. If you look, you can kind of see a hole right there. At the bottom of this, there is a click lock. What you're going to do is you're going to click lock that right here where that pole is. Then while you're down here, what you're going to do is you're going to hook up the wires that are coming out from the mound to the wires that are attached to that leg pole. And then we're just going to tuck these wires back down into this hole. So now we've got the pants that were labeled H. And what we're going to do is we're just going to run these pants down that one leg right there. Now, if you notice on the bottom of the pants, there's some Velcro on the one side. It's on the side that doesn't have the leg in it right now. Now we're going to take the body frame with the control box labeled I, and we're going to take this pole right here and click lock it right there. So also while you're here, you might as well just hook up these 3 cords that are yellow, white, and black that's coming out of the leg up here to the control box. So now we've got the right leg labeled J. What we're going to do, if you look on the bottom, you've got these 2 hooks, and on the mound, the cap on the mound, there's a couple of holes that you're going to put that into right here. Then up here at the top of the leg, you've got a couple of more prongs that you're going to go and you're going to drop down into on this side right here. Just so you know, there is a cotter pin in there as well, so you'll want to take that out before you do that. And then once you've dropped that in there, you can put that cotter pin back. Yeah, I probably should have put the pant leg on before I did that. All right, so rewind. We are going to undo that top part, put that pant leg down over that, and then re-secure that up top. And now we can kind of bring the pants over this little waist part right here. Now we're gonna put this head on, labeled K. Has a cord coming out of it, so when we put this in, we're also gonna hook up the red to red. Now we've got this shirt that has the belt and then this knife hanging from it. If you look, it's kind of got some Velcro up here. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna wrap it around his neck right there. Also, there is a cord coming from the back of this shirt for the IR sensor. This, I believe, is the last cord that we're gonna have to hook up. What you're gonna do is you're gonna just hook up black to black out of that control box. So now we've got the jacket. What we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of drape it around him, and then we've got some Velcro that we'll kind of put it up front with that, just like that. Now we're gonna take this left arm with the sack, and we are going to run it up the one sleeve. And then there's a couple of prongs on the end of this arm, and there's a couple of holes up here in the shoulder, and you're gonna just drop this down into there, but there's a cotter pin, so I gotta take that out first. Now there is some Velcro here on his shoulder, and there is some Velcro here on this sack, and you're gonna kind of just put these together and have this so that it looks like it's over his shoulder, just like that. Now we're gonna take this right arm labeled O, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna run it up that sleeve. There is a cotter pin here, and then you've got these two prongs. You've got two holes again up in his shoulder space that you're gonna kind of drop that down into then. So now we're gonna build the shovel. We've got the spade that's labeled Q, and then we've got the one larger handle that's labeled P. And we are going to just kind of put these two together. Let's see, how does this go? I think like that, and then twist, just like that. This part of the spade, you're gonna notice right on this side over here, there is a little hole. So that's gonna kind of go down into that hole, and you're gonna kind of put that up through his hand a little bit. And then you've got the top that you're gonna put through the top of his hand, and you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna kind of put that in like that, and then just twist. Oh, there goes his sack. Now we're gonna put this bone necklace labeled S around his neck. Some skelly bones. Now we're gonna take this back frame, and we're gonna kind of run it up the back. Towards the back of his neck, there's two holes, and we're just gonna kind of drop these two prongs into it. Again, we got another cotter pin that you'll use to secure it once you have it in place. So lastly, we got this hat with the hair. It's labeled U, and we are gonna just go and put that on his head, make him look all nice. Maybe gotta move his hair around a little bit, yeah, because he's a hairy guy. So we're gonna go like that. And then there is some Velcro in here that should hook up to the front of his head. So lastly, we just have to take this power adapter and plug it into the control box. Let's check them out. So this guy just came out from Home Depot for the 2025 Halloween season. He was made by SVI, and his initial price was $249. He is 6.5 feet tall, so he is a good size animatronic. And if you need the box dimensions, you can check the video description below. I've gone ahead and I put them there for you. He also does come with 6 spooky phrases. Let's go ahead, check them out now.
Did you hear that? It's time. The coast is clear and the moon is at its peak. Underneath what lies below is what requires my shovel to tow. Oh, what a joyous night to dig up 3 treasures. I'm gonna be rich. soil's persistent. All this pulling and shoveling will break my back. Uh-oh, looks like we got a live one. Point me to your goal or back in the ground you go. After 3 sights, I've got to hit a winner. 3rd time's the charm. No harm, no foul. Finally, now tell me which grave has the best loot. Even in death, you cannot escape my prying eyes, for I shall finally unveil all that you had to hide. Found it. Now before I pick you apart for stealing from me, where did you hide my diamonds? Rest in peace, they say, but little do they know there's no way. For there is I, who will forever dig under the covered sky, sneaking and seeking what treasures to unfold, only to find in the eyes to behold. Hello there, old friend. Where'd that trust fund of yours go?
All right, so let's give this guy a little bit of a look. Let's see, his eyes do light up. His mouth does move, but I just don't love how the rubber moves with the mouth. It's just, I don't know, it's just weird. Like the mouth is just, I don't love that. You know, this sack on his shoulder keeps wanting to fall off. I'm surprised it hasn't in a minute. And, you know, it keeps falling to the side no matter what you do. This looks really bulgy. I don't know what's going on here. Why is that so bulgy in his crotch? I do like the mound of dirt. That's probably the best part of the whole thing, is this head that pops up from the mound of dirt. If you look, let's see what he does. Let's just take a little look-see-poo. See, I do like that. His arms don't move at all. The only things that do move is his mouth and then this little pop up where the skeleton is. That's like the only thing that really moves. So you'll have to let me know your thoughts. Oh, let's go back to him then, since he's making an appearance again. And he's kind of noisy. I mean, even when his voice is actually going, you know, he's kind of noisy with that mouth movement. You can kind of hear that noise there. And then when this guy pops up, you can hear the gears moving right there. That's super loud. So you'll have to let me know your thoughts on this guy. Did you get him? Do you like him? What do you or don't you like about this guy? Throw it out there in the comments. So there you have it, the Grave Robber from Home Depot, fully unboxed and assembled. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Also, if there's any animatronics that you'd like to see me make a video for, throw it out there in the comments. I'll see what I can do. Until next time, happy haunting. Cheers.